these points, assume you're not doing it and apply the point. Because make these general points and lots of times it doesn't change. When we made all these points, basically all these points last week as well. How can you glean the most from the practice? Well, if you assume everything applies to you, like you're not reaching him, then it doesn't just put your attention on, I'm sure I'm reaching him. Yeah, your elbows are perfectly correct. But I've taken a moment to see that, because after that last point, this was still appearing. Take a moment. It's just a matter of how do you approach your own learning. Because these are very, very important points. The other thing that did creep in a bit after my comments on hit the target was a little bit over-hitting. So I'll be doing cheap. You just stand still, go back to where you were. I was about sort of here. You sort of capture at a scuttle. But that's obviously I have overhit. So now the cut can come to the wrist, or it comes here. And that's on target. We're training a little bit crowded. Think of it's all practice. If the person you're training with, you make 1, 2, and there isn't really enough space for the next cut, don't make it. Stop there. Go flying in and then he's moving backwards onto benches and corners and things, or you don't want any accidents, that's obvious, but what's worse is changing the technique, zipping off to the side or something, simply because to make it fit. If you don't have space, right, you can do these techniques if you know them. They are for when it's close. But best solution depends a little bit who you're training with and their experience. Take responsibility. Firstly, it's martial arts training because you're observing. You think, no, there's no space. Stop. That's good training. What's bad training is carry on regardless and not knowing what's going on. There's no difference between that and failing to see the other swordsman waiting to chop you down. It's the same thing.